He thought I didn't know that I'd cry, disappear, or beg, but I read every message, every dirty word between him and my sister, so I stayed quiet. For 3 weeks, I acted like the perfect girlfriend until the day I recorded him confessing to a crime that never happened. And then I hit send. My name is Olivia Dawson. I'm 32. And this is the story of how my ex and my sister betrayed me, and how I made them regret it in ways they never saw coming. It all started 3 days after my birthday. I was cleaning up after our little dinner party. My boyfriend Logan was upstairs taking a work call. My sister Marissa had left an hour earlier, said she was too tired to stay. I was scrolling through Spotify on his iPad, trying to find the playlist we'd played earlier, when a notification popped up from an app I didn't recognize. It looked like a secure messaging platform, something encrypted. Curious, I opened it. There were hundreds of messages, all from M. My stomach dropped. I read the first one. Last night was perfect. Can't stop thinking about your hands on me while she slept in the next room. My legs buckled. I had to sit down. My fingers were ice cold. It was Marissa, my sister, the one who used to braid my hair and call me Livy, the one who cried at my graduation, the one who held my hand when Mom died. They had been sleeping together for months. There were photos, jokes about me, plans. I should have screamed, thrown the iPad, confronted them both. But something in me snapped. I didn't want revenge. I wanted justice, calculated, cold, unforgettable. I didn't sleep that night. I stared at the ceiling while Logan slept beside me. The same arms that had held my sister the week before were now wrapped around me. The old Olivia would have broken, but she didn't live here anymore. I spent the next morning doing what any betrayed woman would do. I baked muffins. I smiled. I kissed him on the forehead before he left for work. He had no idea I'd already copied the entire message thread and exported it to an encrypted folder. No idea I'd already set up a second phone with a voice changer and burner apps. And absolutely no idea what I was about to do to his life. But I needed help. I called in the one person I knew could match my energy. Danielle Rogers, my best friend since college. She was the kind of woman who once sued her landlord for emotional distress, and won. When I showed her the messages, she didn't gasp. She grinned. "What's the goal?" she asked. "Ruin them." She poured wine. And that night, we outlined every detail. We started by building the character. Not mine, Logan's. We invented a past for him, a shady investment in crypto, a collapsed business in another state, unpaid taxes, ties to fake shell companies. We didn't need to make it real. We just needed it to look plausible. Then came the target, a fake investor. We set up a new email account, linked to a fake legal firm. Danny posed as a client interested in offshore digital currencies. All she needed was a guy with a clean record, willing to front a transaction. It was bait. And Logan? He bit, hard. He replied within an hour, said he knew people, said he could help, said he'd done stuff like this before. I watched him type those words while eating dinner across from me. I smiled. I passed him the salt. He thought he was helping someone make an easy 10K. What he didn't know was that we were documenting every word, every voice memo, every file he sent. Danny forwarded them all to a digital Dropbox. But that wasn't enough. I needed him to say it, say something illegal, something dangerous, on camera. So we staged it. I told Logan my friend from work needed help moving money discreetly, that her ex-husband was tracking her finances. I asked if he could do the same thing he did for Danny. His eyes narrowed, but then he smiled. He said, "Only if she's cute." That night we filmed everything. A tiny mic taped under the fruit bowl, a GoPro hidden behind the bookshelf, 2 angles, clear sound, full confession. When he finished explaining how he could create a chain of accounts that couldn't be traced, I leaned in, nodded, and asked, "Like you did for the crypto stuff?" He didn't even flinch. "Exactly," he said. He thought I was impressed. I was done. I watched the footage 6 times before I sent it. Once for clarity, once for anger, 4 times to make sure I wasn't crazy. He said everything, step by step, like a tutorial for white-collar crime, and all I had to do was hit send. But I didn't send it to the police, not yet. I sent it to Marissa, yep, my sister, with no warning, no message, just the video, unedited, raw, time-stamped. She called me 6 minutes later, screaming, "How could you?" I didn't answer. Instead, I posted a photo of my dinner on Instagram with the caption, "Finally enjoying silence." The next morning, things started to unravel. Logan texted me 5 times from work. "Where are you? Are you okay? Why won't you answer?" I waited. Then I replied with a single message, "Check your email." Inside was everything. The footage, the screenshots, the wireframe of his fake accounts, a folder titled Logan Whitmore, Case Study in Manipulation. I also blind copied 3 people: his boss, my lawyer, a local investigative reporter I met at a volunteer event. I didn't care who opened it first. I just needed it opened. By noon, Logan was calling nonstop. By 2 p.m., I was at a bank removing his name from every account I'd ever shared. By 4 p.m., Marissa had deleted all her social media. At 6 p.m., I got a call from his number. But it wasn't him. It was his boss, a woman named Tasha. "Miss Delaney," she said, "you don't know me, but I just fired your boyfriend. Effective immediately." I didn't say a word. "I just wanted you to know. I watched the whole thing. You're brilliant. And he's a coward." But it wasn't over yet. I knew Logan. He wasn't the kind of man to disappear quietly. So I added one final layer to the chaos. I printed a stack of flyers, full color. Headline, "Do you know this man?" Subhead, "Alleged scammer, confessed on camera, seeking more victims?" I dropped them anonymously at a co-working space he used, the mailbox at his parents' retirement community, and of course, Marissa's front porch. Was it petty? Maybe. But petty has a purpose when the system doesn't. That night, I poured a glass of wine, lit a candle, and finally did what I should have done 3 weeks ago: blocked them both. The silence was beautiful, but I wasn't done yet, because now that Logan was gone, the only thing left to do was tell the whole world what happened. Let me know when you're ready for part 4, the final closure, where Olivia reclaims her life and flips the narrative publicly. 3 days later, the email leaked. I didn't send it, but someone did. Maybe Tasha, maybe the reporter, maybe Karma. Either way, the video ended up on a subreddit called Exposing Narcissists, and then it hit Scam Talk. Within a week, it had over 2.3 million views. The comment section exploded. "This is psychological warfare at its finest. She didn't ruin his life, she let him do it to himself. Justice looks good on you, girl." I didn't comment, I didn't post, I just watched. And as the algorithm fed the story to every corner of the internet, something strange started happening. Women began messaging me, dozens of them. Some recognized his voice, others his handwriting. One had photos of her with Logan 2 months before I met him. They weren't just exes, they were victims. He had scammed at least 7 women across state lines, fake businesses, crypto schemes, emotional manipulation. One woman said he borrowed her car and never returned it. Another said he used her SSN to apply for a loan. And here's the thing, none of them knew about each other, until now. So, we formed a group chat. At first it was just to share stories. But then we got organized. One of the women, Claire, was a paralegal. Another, Jen, worked in cybersecurity. We started compiling everything: bank statements, chat logs, photos, even voicemail recordings. And when we were done, we filed a joint report with the FBI, because what Logan did wasn't just cheating. It was federal fraud. He'd opened accounts using aliases, used interstate wire transfers, crossed legal lines in ways he didn't even realize. It took 2 months. But then, I got the call. The agent's voice was calm. "We picked him up this morning. Interstate fraud, identity theft, wire fraud, he's in custody. I didn't cry. I smiled. Not for revenge, but for relief. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. But this was clinical, precise, untraceable. He confessed to a crime that didn't even happen, but in doing so, exposed every crime that did. And now I speak on panels about online manipulation. I teach workshops for survivors, and I help women recognize the red flags I once ignored. My name is Olivia Lane. I'm 35. And I'm not just a woman scorned. I'm the reason a predator finally got caught. So the next time you think the quiet one isn't watching, just remember, she probably already hit record.